Hello, my friends. We haven't done this in a while. Turn that right down. But we are going to go through a match I had for Sov Pro Wrestling at Boiling Point. Make sure you check out Sov Pro Wrestling on the internet. I'll make sure that I put all their information in the description below. And the reason this was so damn cool is because I was teaming up with Kid Bandit. Shout out to Kid Bandit, who is an awesome human being. And we went full on cosplay, as you're about to see. Because anime manga is awesome. I mean, I'm not the biggest anime manga fan in the world. I'm not going to lie. But they had this idea, and I was like, do I want to be One Punch Man? Of course I want to be One Punch Man. This is my favorite thing about professional wrestling. I mean, look at the damn production values of Sov Pro as well. Putting in the time and putting in the money. Got to shout out Bandit again. Bandit was the person that sorted out the costume and whatnot. And it was just, some people like to roll their eyes at these things, which you're allowed to do. I just like having a good time. And what I know is everybody there really enjoyed it, which is awesome. And then when it went up online, everybody enjoyed it there as well, right? And that's the whole point of professional wrestling. Jerry Seinfeld said this. Didn't see this one coming, did you? But Jerry Seinfeld said this once in the sense that it doesn't actually matter if when he does a set, he doesn't enjoy it, because that's not what he's there for. That's his job. And his job is to make sure that everybody in the crowd enjoys themselves. And ever since I heard that, I was like, man, I should try and bring that to wrestling too. And sometimes it's going to work, and sometimes it's not going to work. Obviously, there's no way to do these videos without breaking kayfabe, so you'll have to forgive me. Some people still get mad about this, even though there's a podcast out there where you can hear Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart discussing their WrestleMania 13 match. And I kind of feel like if two of the best, if not two of the best ever, are allowed to do it, you know, stuff usually runs downhill. So, shout out to Ian Skinner and shout out to Big T, who were wonderful enemies in this match. It all tied into the last Sov Pro show as well. Ian Skinner called me out. I went down, I got in his face, I challenged him to a match. Big T, I believe, made his debut on that day for Sov Pro, and he chopped me in the back. Now, as you are going to see, everyone goes crazy about my height, right? So I'm about, I would say I'm just shy of 6'1". So in my wrestling boots, I mean, they do have a heel on them. So I'm probably sort of like, I don't know, 6'1.5", maybe 6'2". Big T is massive, right? Big T is absolutely huge. And to try to tie you into the story as well, if you're just going to watch this and you're not going to do any other viewing, Kid Bandit had the Crown Cup trophy, which they won. And come October, I was in that match and I got screwed over by Skinner. He hit me with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, surprise roll-up. After I hit Yestin Reese with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, surprise roll-up. You can see how my wrestling career is going. I may get some points here wrong. My brain's all over the place. But in October, it's round 2 of the Crown Cup after the one last year. And we're back in it again, so we can continue to tell these stories, and hopefully at the end of the year, depending if I'm successful there or not, I can kick Ian Skinner's ass in a one-on-one match. But yeah, the whole point there is Skinner believes that he won the trophy because he's your quintessential bad guy. And he's very, very good at it. And he likes Diet Coke, or doesn't like Diet Coke, depending on how you want to spin it. But I just really, really enjoy. The Sov Pro fans are cool because they come to most shows. You get a familiar crowd, so you can tell stories, and you can do callbacks and things like that. And they allow me to be, I don't want to say quintessential babyface, but they've allowed me to sort of be different baby faces along the way. So we covered the match I did with Joe Connors a few months ago. And there, they wanted me to be a bit more hard-ass, gonna beat you up, oh my gosh, I'm a threat Simon Miller babyface. Whereas here, I'm more of a, as we've already talked about, let's have fun, goofy wrestling for life, sort of a babyface. And I think the most fun about professional wrestling, we'll use Kenny Omega to draw a line under this, is that you should be able to adapt and you should be able to have as much fun with all kinds of wrestling. Because, you know, should there be a place for deathmatch wrestling? Of course. Should there be a place for goofy wrestling? Of course. Serious wrestling? Yes. It's mediocre wrestling, as weird as that sounds. But sometimes you just need a match that goes 5 minutes and it's okay. Anyway, I don't want to get into my thesis on pro wrestling. But of course, here I am, squaring up to Ian Skinner. I mean, I do look absolutely ridiculous, but it makes me so damn happy. It makes me so damn happy that we can do this. So they took a shot at Kid Bandit, so we're just going to tag Bandit in. So you get him, if you're going to be an absolute Poindexter. But of course, what is Skinner do? Tags in Big T, who is just an absolute giant, like absolutely is. And look, I don't mind the direction the professional wrestling is heading. I think it should be for all shapes and sizes. But back to my thesis. But I think big, small, little, muscular, not muscular, whatever you want to say. But you always want a guy like Big T in your promotion, right? Look at him. I mean, you can buy that. And I do understand this. This does work. WWE calls it the airport test. If you go to a show and you've never been to wrestling before and you see Big T, you're like, well, clearly he's going to kick everybody's ass. Why wouldn't he? I love it. I love it. It's just so obvious. But sometimes, I said this in a What Culture video. Make sure you check out What Culture Wrestling. And like, share, subscribe, buy my merchandise, Patreon, all that kind of stuff. Appreciate the interactions. But I like obvious stuff. Like if somebody gave me a sandwich, I don't stick the sandwich up my rectum. To be careful what I say on YouTube these days. I eat it because it's the most obvious choice. And with wrestling, if you have a smaller person running into a larger person, you go down. It's just how it works. And make sure you check out them all on social media as well if you are interested. Again, I'll make sure all their details are in the description below. And again, make sure you support Sopra. I love that too. Ian Skinner's being an absolute asshole on the apron. So he gets a kick that is super. I tell you what's really fun about a tag team match too, and maybe something that we don't discuss enough, is working the apron. I think that's what they call it. I think that's the official term. Because I remember when I first started doing tag matches, I kind of was like, watched them back. I was like, man, I just stood there. I'm not doing anything. And there's a very famous clip that always does the rounds on social media of The Undertaker from a house show. Where he's throwing water on himself and he's running up, down, left, right, sideways, and he's really going crazy. And you think if The Undertaker can do that and he can put that much work into it, then we should probably do it as well. So, you should react to what you're seeing and you should be worried on a near fall and you should be making noises and talking to the crowd. You don't want to distract from the match, which I guess is one of the nuances of pro wrestling. But you absolutely want to be active, even if for some reason I'm doing conductor hands. I can't hear the sound because I don't want it to echo into the microphone, but I would presume they're singing something like, I think they all hate Skinner. And I didn't start this chant, but I'm conducting it, so now I can take ownership of it. You see, that's what I did. I stole the moment. Of course, I'm kidding, and I like all this stuff as well. On a card like SovPro, there's so many tremendous wrestlers. Like the opening four where they had in this match was just amazing. It could have probably been on any card in the world. So shout out to those guys. So when you do get into a match where you have two people that are dressed up as cosplayers, of course you need some wrestling because that's what it says above the door. But take your time, have some fun with it, do some character stuff. Obviously we're gonna do some big man, little man stuff. Grab Bandit's hair. I mean, isn't that just disgusting? The referee, I love it, referee. Any other sport, be absolutely disqualified. You can't do that, not in wrestling. But that's good. I want that. I want the nonsense in wrestling. It's like Royal Rumble rules or Battle Royal rules. You can be eliminated and come back and throw someone out. Yeah, that's fine. We don't care. We're sorry we bothered you. And this is Skinner's thing as well. Skinner enjoys sitting down and doing this thing with his fingers. So, of course, Bandit's going to sneak over to me, make the quiet tag. Obviously, Skinner in real life would be able to figure this out. But once more, that's not entertaining. That's not enjoyable. So I sneak in with my ridiculous costume once again. And I sit there. Some people get so mad at me for doing stuff. I don't care. I ain't never going to quit. It genuinely makes me happy. And now here we go. And of course, me and Skinner, this is where this feud began. So I reached out to Bandit because Bandit is my friend. Those punches, I am not coming far enough back with my arm. They have got better. Just beat him. I have got a lot better. Because shout out to UPW for that one. He said, Miller, we just want you to do punches, and it did help. But even from this point, this was like 3 months ago. I think I must have watched this. And here we go. I'll get back to that in a second. The big tussle of look, I'm not big compared to Big T, but we were like, well, we can't just do basic moves. We've got to do something. So, and then he gives me that Booker T. That Booker T axe kick killed me. Of course it did. But he delivered it well, right? And look, I don't like to blow smoke up my own, again, rectum. Sometimes I watch my bumps back. I'm like, man, you could have bumped better off that. I like that bump. Because I really wanted to sell Big T stuff. Because I'm like, even that a chop. If I don't sell, you don't want to die in the cell. It's one of the biggest things that I do. We've talked about it on other videos. Someone gives me one thing and I die in the cell. But I'm like, this time I actually do need to do that. Because if I don't sell and if I don't react to his offense, that cape starts to get in the way as well, which is really bad. But if I don't, that was bad. There was no commitment to hitting those ropes there. You see, these are the things you need to learn. I should have just gone for it over the top. You'll be okay as long as you go 100%. Yeah, but if I don't sell Big T, if I sell Big T stuff the same way I'm selling Skinner's stuff, and look, Skinner's a great wrestler, but it's different size differences, then why even have the bigger guy? Which is why he's about to give me a slam, and I can't remember whether we discussed this or not, but he gives me the slam, and he holds me up for a while, which he should do, again, dominating, show your power, and I'm selling like I'm dead. I'm selling it like I'm totally out of it, to the point I actually think the ref checked on me, like, what? But I was like, no, this is good. And I think there may have been an error here. I'll break the fourth wall for you. Because I was going to kick out 2 anyway, because it's earlier on in the match. But I think Bandit decided that I wasn't going to kick out. So Bandit, it's a terrible kick out, to be fair. So it's on me, which is something else I've made sure I've I've implemented synth there. When you kick out, you kick out. None of this weird wiggling stuff. You can do the whole, 1-2.999 towards the end of the match where your shoulder just moves. But before that, you absolutely wanna bail. So yeah, I mean, I really didn't do much after I tagged in, but I wanted to get over that slam. It was a big deal, as you will see, because it ties into later in the match. So Bandit comes in, and people want to see this as well. I mean, you can tie it into WWE, Brock Lesnar, we took on Daniel Bryan, or AJ Styles, or Finn Balor, or, way back in the day, we always had big man, little man stuff. Although, ironically, isn't it weird that Hulk Hogan used to be... Hulk Hogan basically did little man, big man stuff, even though Hulk Hogan was a giant. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think this is where I took the damn cape off, because it was getting in the way, and it actually was starting to get quite frustrating. I was desperate to do the whole thing. I like that as well. When you push somebody into the front face lock and you make them give them ODDT. I'm probably overselling the slam a little bit now, to be fair. But it is absolutely something that was in my mind, because I do understand it. Some wrestlers, and this is not a blanket thing, I'm just talking about here and there, the exception rather than the rule, sort of get worried about that kind of a thing. But I'm never going to be the best. We go with indie-style wrestler on a card. I'm just not. Let's not pretend otherwise. But hopefully what I can bring with promos and character can be a little bit different and bring a different feel. I mean, that is... Oh, my gosh. I don't remember that. Bandit fell right on their neck. That's terrible. They're okay. That's the main thing. They were all right. And sometimes, actually, you see those bumps. Not like the one that Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega did, although more power to them. Got the step on the thing as well. But yeah, sometimes you can do that and it actually looks worse than it is. Because you do actually learn how to protect yourself, and when you train to be a wrestler, you just do 1,000 neck bridges. Even more so if you go train in the Japan dojos. So you do have a resistance. I actually think that costume looks better without the cape. You could actually maybe just get away with that all the time, wearing yellow and a belt and then weird red gloves. Oh, Poison Rana. I mean, the red gloves do look like I'm about to go do the washing up, but look, maybe that's what One Punch Man does. Maybe he gets his business done. And of course, now we start building to the tease tags. Oh, we got this one. Oh man, we got there early. The problem was Bandit was in the way as well, so I tried to get in, I couldn't. The ref didn't see it. There you go. I need more urgency. I'm a bit slow in this match, and I don't know why. I mean, there I do remember I couldn't actually get in the ring. But yeah, I need more urgency, and I need more... And why I can't move the referee, I don't know. Again, you see, it's the little things when you watch it back. You're like, you should at least move them a bit, Simon. You have to be stronger than the referee, otherwise what good are you? Why are you even here? But yeah, yell at the crowd, get mad. Not yell at the crowd, yell with the crowd. With the crowd, we're good guys. We don't yell at the crowd. I didn't remember this. What? That's like a blue thunderbomb. It is the least most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, and Bandit knows. Bandit knows it's not going to work, so instead, give Skinner a V-trick. I don't remember any of this. Oh man, Kip up into... That's like a Pepsi... It's kind of like a Pepsi twist. I mean, not really, because doesn't he do the short arm clothesline? I can't remember. Why am I even trying to compare these things? That's something else. People get so mad at me. Sometimes I get the names of moves wrong. Yeah, it happens. Right, there's the proper hot tag. What do we do here? Oh, that's right. We just ran in. That's right. And I was just, again, I need to do more, but then he throws me out because, it shouldn't be that way. That's right. Use the Arkham Asylum technique. And now he slammed me earlier. I'm going to slam him, but I can't do it because it's no mercy. And instead, I drop down like when Rey Mysterio used to try and have to chop the Big Show. So I don't remember this either. So I hit the ropes once, duck the leg kick, and just hit a spear. Once it, then go absolutely potty. What's more, and then it builds, bless Big T as well, bless him, to the big slam, which people buy, hopefully anyway, because we sold him as an absolute giant. That's a great breakup by Ian, and that really, really is well timed. Even when you watch it back there, you're like, he's never going to get there. He's never going to get there. And then this ties into the thing we did at the show before where Big T chopped me in the back. Because first of all, I'm just going to intimidate him because, again, he's the cowardly heel. Now I'm in a real piss move. This time I get the chop to the back, but I'm like, no, I'm trained. And it's Rocky. And you can see that little mark in my eye. That's because when me and Big T first went at it, and then he chopped Skinner, right? Classic. When we first went at it, we were just throwing haymakers, and he just caught me. I quite liked it. Isn't that weird? What a weird thing to say. I don't remember this bit. I gave the worst stunner you've ever seen. I do remember what followed, though. We decided, I definitely give him a bulldog. Yeah, DDT, and then as he was down, bulldog. And I believe we give him dual Superman punches. And if I remember when I watched it, I was like, mine is awful. But I do like that because it's so anime manga. Yeah, mine is terrible. Mine is like I'm trying to rub him on his back. Sometimes I do things and he just kills you inside. Commitment, I think, is my thing. But that's okay. Again, we'll learn, we'll improve, we'll move forward. I don't remember this. I'll go for the Falcon Arrow. I don't remember. Do I hit him with the Falcon Arrow? Oh no, I remember this bit. We'll just cut this bit because we don't need it to happen. Basically, they're going to give me the heart attack, and I think there was just some miscommunication, which happens in wrestling. Yeah, push him into Big T, and then boom, gives me the heart attack, and that's me done. Very, very sadly. In case you do want to know, but I do not remember how we finished this. Did we use the Crown Cup? How long is left? There's 2 minutes left in this match. Does someone get hit with the Crown Cup or something like that? So I'm totally dead, as happens in the world of professional wrestling. It's very sad. You get hit with a big move. There's your low bridge. Oh man, it's the hardest part of the ring apron. German v Gates. Man, held on as well. That's hard on both individuals. Man, yeah, look at that. The flexibility in the hips. I swear I watched this back. I don't remember those flexibility. That much flexibility. Ian Skinner did the pop-up thing too. And the miscommunication, right? They weren't able to coexist. And then I'm assuming we're getting a dive. Absolutely. The sponsor of 2023 Wrestling. That announce table is definitely ready to break. I'm sure it did. Throughout the evening. I did see the main event after the fact. I don't remember if the table breaks. But hey, if you want to go check out Boiling Point for Sod Pro again, there'll be a link in the description below. And you can absolutely do that. And now we try and get Big T back in the ring, but he's big. I kind of think, looking back now, we probably should have had the heart attack spot about now. Because that move absolutely shouldn't have murdered me as much as it did. That's right. See, look, I knew it. I knew the Crown Cup was going to get involved. Although I do not remember what the final blow is, because I presume there's going to be something else. Is it like the tree slam? Or some sort of bomb? I think it's some sort of bomb, which is a very, very strange thing to say. Oh no, it's the Boss Man Slam, right? I love this move. On the knee, it's devastating. That's a good finisher. And then, of course, because Skinner is the a-hole. All right, I do come in. I get kneed in the head. What was that? And then he rolls him up. This is my influence. This is the Simon Miller influence. So there you go, just another match. Again, watching it back, always just talking about myself, nobody else, because people love to misconstrue this stuff. Yeah, I could have done better there. I mean, this is no excuse, but I had taken some time. I'd taken about, I think, 6 weeks off before this. It was nothing major. I just had a little bit of a, what do you even call it? Just it wasn't even an injury, but my shoulder just felt a little bit tight. So I thought, you know what? I only had like 2 bookings. I thought, I'm not going to do anything silly. And I just rested it, because you learn that. When you do wrestling. Right, we'll move on because it's quite a long video. Please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Comment below, let me know your thoughts and everything like that. It's a fitness channel, so don't forget it's grillandmind.com/Simon. You can get 10% off. Patreon.com/Simon316. Just search for Simon316 on all things and go to Pro Wrestling Tees and Samson Athletics if you would like to get some of my t-shirts, which would rock. Come on, Cameo, such as Simon Miller, personalized video messages, and always thank you to everybody that books me, all the wrestlers I work with, and everyone that takes care with me in the ring. And thank you very much for watching me too. Take care. See you soon.